Okay, so we are recording, so we can share with everyone later. Anybody who maybe even has to leave early, that happens. Okay, couple more minutes. I'm excited for today. This is like such an important topic that will propel somebody forward. So
yeah,
I know I'm ready for it. I'm dragging Tracy with me.
Yeah, do it.
She's mulling it over.
You won't look back.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting very close.
You might actually be able to take a week off.
Oh yeah,
like that'd be nice.
Right, and not work while you're off. Yes,
it's actually a vacation and not just I'm not at my laptop checking emails every day. I'm just checking them in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's what it winds up being. All right, one more minute and we begin. Got more people signing in. Awesome. Welcome everyone. I'm so impatient. When it's like 1 minute to go, I'm like, this is the slowest minute of my life.
We're okay though. It's like lunchtime for us here. There might be, the West Coasters just getting their morning coffee, logging on 9 o'clock.
Exactly. All right, so it is noon, so let's begin. I'm Heather McManus. Welcome everyone who is here. This is a fantastic webinar with Melissa Clark of MC Virtual Assistants, and we're going to talk about the all-important when you start to hire someone, what possible tasks they could do for you, how that will up-level your interior design business and take you to that next level, because there are only so many things you can do in a day on your own. So I have a couple of questions prepared for Melissa. So welcome, thank you for being here and taking your time for today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So the first question that I have is, how did you get started as a virtual assistant and what your background is?
Okay, so I am actually from the UK originally. You can probably tell from the accent that I'm not a US native. So my background back in the UK was actually working for an advertising agency. I was an account director. I worked with residential home builders, construction home builders. And so I dealt with a lot of client service, project management. I actually worked from home in that position, which, back then was really quite unheard of. I was the only one of my friends, my family that did that. My office was actually based on the coast down in Bournemouth, and I was in the middle of the country because my clients were based kind of over the country. So, they needed me to be kind of remote director on the road. So, I had that experience working virtually, and I've been, from 20 years ago. So I've got a lot of experience in working virtually, because that in itself is certainly, a unique way of working.
Yeah, right.
So from there, I actually took a sort of a few years out. I actually ended up moving to China, in Shanghai, with my husband. He got a job over there. So we actually relocated over to China. I had our daughter over there. I didn't work while I was there. And then we actually relocated to the US nearly 5 years ago now, again with his job. And it was then when I was here in the US, we're now in the US, we're very settled here, that I was sort of looking for new opportunities. And so I actually started working for a virtual assistant agency then myself. And got some experience working with directly with interior design clients. So that's how I kind of started getting into working in the interior design industry. And it sort of grew from there. It was referral based. The designers I was working with, I've got a friend, they could really use this support, they could really use this support, they could really use this support. So I actually took a break to I had a maternity leave. I had my sons. I have twin boys, 2-year-olds.
Oh my goodness.
So, very much, project management going on as well. So, and then after I had the boys, it was then that I thought, okay, well, you know, I had great relationship with the designers that I worked for, so I went back to work for them directly. And MCVA was born. So, you know, that was a few years ago now, and really we've kind of grown from there through referrals of clients and friends and yeah, being in the industry. So here I am today.
That's neat. Yeah, that's a great journey. I mean, you kind of really got your feet wet and then grew it, and yeah, referral business is the best. So that says a lot too.
Yeah.
So, all right, awesome. Great background story. So, then my next question is, what kind of tasks do you help designers with? So not every firm, virtual assistant firm does the same thing. So tell us about what your focus is and that kind of thing.
So there's a lot of VA agencies out there that, you know, just offer kind of general administrative support. We are very niched in that we only work with interior designers. We're also pretty niched in that we don't only, but we sort of primarily like to offer the sort of back office admin support. So support with procurement, you know, admin, email management, scheduling meetings, client onboarding, client communication, project updates. We kind of become that design assistant that, you know, you would love to have in the office, but, you know, we're virtually, you know, we like to become part of your business. We're not just a sort of VA team member that you would just outsource the odd thing to. You know, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of designers have bookkeepers that they outsource to, you know, they have social media marketers that they might outsource to. They have maybe a drafts person that they might outsource to, renderings. You know, so really we're then the kind of admin project management that you can outsource to. Some of our VAs do actually have a design background. So, you know, they have interior design degree. So, you know, they probably have drafting skills as well, mood boards, you know, so they can offer design assistance as well. So we really offer very much a tailored experience depending on what it is that that our designer clients are looking for. Some just need help with sourcing. You know, I have some VAs who just help designers with sourcing. I have some who just help with procurement. You know, they're the procurement manager. You know, that designer may already have a team of 2 designers working for them, an in-office, you know, boots on the ground admin assistant who's doing delivery, picking up samples, helping on install days, doing photo shoots, you know, and then they have us who literally handles all of the procurement, you know, the back office, the creating proposals, sending purchase orders, dealing with vendors, dealing with damage, you know, claims, installs, all of that.
Yeah.
So it very much is, you know, we're unique in that we tailor our kind of services and package level depending on what it is that a designer is looking for, because every client is different. You know, every design is different, every client is different. So, you know, we like to kind of, it's not a one package fits all. You know, we like to kind of tailor the service, and equally the VA, because again, all of our VAs have different skill sets and different backgrounds to, you know, what it is that that client is specifically looking for.
So you're able to kind of match make with the designer to the right virtual assistant that you have working for you to get them the right fit.
Yes. So we very much, you know, have a team of you know, VAs with different skill sets. Some have, like, their business management background, some have interior design degree background. So, you know, some have familiarity with studio designer, design files, Ivy, Madonna.
Right.
So again, you know, depending on what it is that the designer is using, it's important that the VA understands that software. You know, they're not having to come in and be trained on the software, it's just, you know, the systems and processes. Yeah, depending. I mean, today, for example, this morning, I've done invoicing for a client. I've got all of her invoicing out for January. I've ordered samples. I have done a furniture proposal. I dealt with a damage claim. A damaged light came in, so I dealt with that. So, you know, that's just in a couple of hours this morning that I've already kind of done.
Okay. Yep. So that kind of answers my next question, which is how qualified are your virtual assistants? So it ranges because everyone's going to have a different need. I mean, our business is a little roller coaster when, you've got the feast and famine happening where, some months there's a seasonal busyness to the job. And then there's also like sometimes like luck of the draw, or you marketed really well. And so you got really busy, and then maybe you didn't market so much and the jobs fell off when they ended and you needed to get back on that. So there's sort of an ebb and flow to things. So there was one point where I did hire someone, and they were the in-studio person to help me, put the samples away and this kind of thing. But I found that I wasn't able to pay them what I wanted to because I was paying so much more in taxes and other things to make them a legitimate employee, which I think the virtual assistant thing is the perfect solution for. So I learned a lot in that process. So it's never like I regret doing that, but the learning that I got from that was definitely go virtual assistant next time. And so
because we're not part-time, we're not full-time, you don't have to make that commitment. We can kind of come in and help you with what you need when you need it, basically. We're subcontracted out. It's our packages do start from 10 hours a month. That's our kind of minimum commitment. But really anything up to 50, 60 hours a month, we do say that we can upgrade and downgrade, because again, we appreciate that does fluctuate. I mean, the idea is that by taking on a VA, you can actually help to then grow your business. That's what we want to help you do, that by outsourcing that 30, 40 hours a month that you're dealing with procurement and admin and all the things that you really don't need to be dealing with. That's an extra 30, 40 hours a month that you can be then taking on new clients, designing, taking on more business. So
or even just being a happier person.
Yes. Actually getting some sleep at night and not working until midnight every night and every weekend.
Right.
So it very much is, and it's ideal for a growing interior design business, when often it's just been a solo designer on her own. She's wearing all the hats, and it's like something's got to give. I can't keep wearing all the hats and continue to grow. So there is that kind of sweet spot as well of taking on that VA of when because obviously having enough work in the pipeline to be able to then grow and take that VA member on. But it's not the commitment that's involved with obviously taking on a part-time or full-time member of staff.
Right. No, I love that. So, all right. So then my next question, and this is really my last question, then we can open it up to everyone else's questions, is what would you say that designers who have hired you think is the biggest benefits that they're getting from having taken that next step?
Well, the obvious one, time. Very much so. They're getting time back.
Yeah,
they're getting time back.
The only non-renewable resource there is in the whole world. They're getting the time back, and what they do with that time, like you've just said, Heather, whether it's that it literally means they can actually do a 9 to 5 work day and get some personal time back because they're then not spending and working crazy hours, whether it is that they're getting time to do actually then what they want to be doing. They hate spreadsheets, they hate procurement, they hate dealing with vendors and paying invoices, and if that's not their strong suit, and most designers are creatives, they're not admin based people, right? So equally it might take the designer twice as long to be doing something that an experienced VA who's used to procuring and tracking is doing quicker as well. So it's very much getting the time back, and then using that time then to invest back in the business, taking on more clients. So ultimately, more time means more money, because then they're generating more revenue and income for the business. A lot of our hours that we bill can be then billed back onto the client as well, right? Depending on how fees are structured and rates. Ultimately, if it's an hourly retainer, and a designer spent an hour
tracking and procuring and placing orders, that would be billed out at that designer's rate, but it's something that we're actually doing for them instead,
Right.
then, you know, a lot of our time is billable back out to the clients as well. So,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
and I mean, to your point about you're probably going to do it faster. There was, you know, a point in my life where I didn't have cleaning people, and it would take me, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of time to do the same task that they're, you know, with a small crew, they're in and out in like 2 hours to do the whole house. It would take me weeks. And by the time I'm done, it's just dirty again and I'm starting over and I'm not getting it as clean. Like there's things that you hire people to do. They're much faster. They're much better. You know, my own taxes. I'm not doing my taxes. Hell no. I would mess that up so bad. And it would take me forever there, you know, so yeah, I've worked with, a coach who said, okay, so when you're ready to hire, and she really does, like, you need to hire, otherwise you're not going to grow. So what are the tasks that you're, you know, a genius at, that you love doing, that like you wouldn't give up? And then what are the tasks that you're like, oh, I hate this and I'm not good at it. And that's really the bucket of things that is like, that's what you give, you know, the MC virtual assistants to do, because who wants to track orders and deal with damages? No one, not a single designer ever. Yeah, that's the worst
in today's day and age, because it's there's certainly a lot more on the, you know, the back orders and the damage, and the saying, do what you do best and outsource the rest.
Oh,
and
I like that.
Very good saying.
Nice.
I like it. Yeah.
Good. All right, so so that is the questions that I had outlined. So anybody who has a question that they would like to ask, like a particular task that you do, or maybe it's about the packages that you offer and things like that. If you have any questions, put them in the Q&A and I will make sure that they get answered. So anybody have a question? Are we typing? Maybe typing. We'll give them a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, on the packages, what was the smallest one? 10 hours?
Yes, you know, because, you know, we kind of assume that you're at the point where, you know, you're serious, you're ready to take on some, you know, serious help and make a change in your business. You know, 10 hours a month is half an hour a day. You know, it really doesn't go that far. So, you know, it's our kind of minimum package to make it worth everybody's time and investment.
Right. Okay. So we do have some questions. So, so Shannon asks, what is the hourly rate? You said 10-hour minimum per month is the month. Is that month to month? So what's the rate for the 10 hours? And then is it month to month?
Yeah. So the minimum, so our packages start at $5.50 a month. So that is for the 10 hours. And then at 20 hours a month, so basically it's a $55 an hour rate for anything up to 20 hours a month. 20 hours a month, 40 hours a month is $50 an hour. And then 40 hours plus comes down to $45 an hour. Okay. So we offer the packages kind of in increments of like 5 hours. So, you know, 10 hours would be $550, 15 hours is $825, and then the 20-hour a month kicks in then at $1,000, because you drop then down to that hourly rate. So they are monthly retainers. So the hours don't roll over, but any hours that you log extra in the month just get billed at the hourly rate. So say you were on a 20-hour a month retainer and you log 23 hours one month, then those 3 hours would just be tagged on. So, you know, there's flexibility there. Equally, if you were on a 20-hour a month retainer and you were only logging near a 15, then I would say that's fine. We can just drop down to the 15 hours a month. You know, it's flexible. We can kind of upgrade and downgrade according to your needs, because, you know, there might be a really busy few months and then, you know, God forbid, you might lose a couple of clients or something. And, you know, you're on a 30-hour month retainer and then you're like, actually, you know what, I only actually need 15 hours a month now. And that's you know, that's fine. We can kind of adjust with your business needs. You know, we do say up front, a lot of our designers that we talk to are like, well, I'm going to start at 10 hours just to kind of see how I go, see how it kind of pans out. 9 times out of 10 they end up growing, and it then kind of goes up to like 20 to 25 hours a month, which again is is fine.
Yeah.
You know, we just kind of ask at the outset if your intention is to plan to kind of grow and, you know, maybe start at 10, but maybe in 6 months time, you know, you're planning to be around, you know, 30, 40 hours a month, just so that when we're assigning the VA to you, we can be sure that they have the capacity to take
Smart.
because we don't be in a position in 3 months time where, you know, you've signed up to 10 hours and then you're like, oh, well, I'm logging 20, 25 hours a month. Then it's, you know, sorry, the VA only had the capacity for 10 hours a month. So,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of making sure we understand your long-term goals.
yes,
You know, equally
because,
some are very structured
right.
and it, yeah.
I know personally, you know, when I'm thinking about this for the first time to hire a virtual assistant, I'm like, okay, well, I can identify 3 tasks right now that I would love to just hand over. But then after that, like, I'm having a hard time, but I'm sure once I'm into it, I'm going to be like, oh, and then this, and then this. So yeah, I get,
Yeah.
and then you want that, you're developing relationship, you're getting to know that person. You probably want to continue to work with that person. So make sure that you are probably going to want more hours down the road and let you know that ahead of time.
Yes, exactly. You know, and our VAs, you know, like, be proactive. So, you know, they work with designers, they know the industry. You know, it might be that they're coming in and they're doing something for you, but then they're saying, actually, have you thought about doing it this way? Have you thought about streamlining and doing things this? You know, did you know, actually, you know, I could be doing that for you. So, you know, again, that kind of evolves as well.
Nice. Okay, so next question is from Melissa. We have, do you have specialized in different project management softwares? So
yes. So again, it depends on, you know, I have a sort of questionnaire that I send out when I first get inquiries in, so I can get a better understanding of, you know, your business setup, who's currently on the team. Is it just yourself? Do you have design that are working with you? What software are you using? Do you use Studio Designer, Design Files, Madoma, Indema, Ivy, you know, Design Manager? There's a few. You know, do you use Asana, Basecamp, Dubsado, ClickUp, Trello? You know, so there's a big kind of questionnaire so I can understand in a bit of detail what your current setup is, because exactly that, our VA team members have some have experience, you know, using certain softwares over others. So, you know, it's making sure that that fit is there.
Yeah. Software there's many of them and they're really important. Okay, so that's a great question. And I think we answered this next one from Akia. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. How much is the design package? It was the 10-hour minimum. Was it 800?
The 10-hour minimum is 550.
550. Okay, that's very reasonable. If you were on a continuous basis, would you have the same assistant, say, for Ivy? So I think you answered that in saying yes, it would be the same assistant as long as you've given them like the fair warning. I'm going to need this many hours, and you know, you continue with that.
Yeah, it's the same assistant. You know, we don't like to switch assistants. So you would get, you know, you get a chance when you kind of come on board. You know, we have a discovery call, make sure that, you know, I understand your requirements. I match you with the VA. You do have an opportunity to talk to the VA first before you kind of commit to moving forward. But, you know, again, I think I mentioned earlier, it's very much our intent to become part of your business, part of your team. You know, that VA team member often has, you know, takes over an info@akinteriors.com account. So, you know, they're then very much part of your business, you know, to the outside world, your clients, your vendors. They are using your email, you know, your email to liaise, and, you know, they can be on your website, you know, they can be in your literature as, you know, this is my, you know, Melissa, this is my design assistant, Melissa.
Right.
So, you know, we aim to become part of your team, and it's not just kind of that ad hoc you know, project-based things. So it's very important, those relationship building, that the VA stays with you and you build that relationship, and, you know, they continue in your business.
Awesome. Okay, so Shannon asks, do you have one assistant dedicated or multiple assistants per client? If one is working out, if one isn't working out, could you possibly switch? So I guess, you know, that could happen.
Again, you know, it does happen. It happened once. So, you know, it's very rare because we like to do the due diligence up front. that you're matched well, and you have that opportunity to meet them. But look, sometimes there is personality clashes for whatever reason. Equally, life happens, circumstances change. We may have VAs who go on maternity leave and things like that. General life happens. So at that point, yes, we would work with you to match you with another VA member, or we want to make sure that you're happy and that relationship is working out well. Yes.
Okay, good. And then Melissa asks, for sourcing, what I give the vendors I prefer to use to get better pricing with. Okay, so Melissa, I apologize. If you're part of the Designers Collaborative, Melissa knows our system and we get the best pricing. So it would be ordered through, whoever you have the best pricing with. So let me read this again. For sourcing, I would give you the vendor I prefer and get pricing with. Do you understand the question?
Other than that, yeah, basically we just need access to your vendor list. Obviously with the TDC, our assistants can be added to the TDC drive. So, they can be have access to the drive, to all of the pricing sheets. So yes, they're dealing with the vendors directly on your behalf from that email, to be confirming pricing, getting freight quotes and placing the POs with them, and everything from kind of up front right through to delivery and tracking and install. Yeah.
Yes, and in case anyone is not a member of the Designers Collaborative, you do not need to be. We just, we're a great partnership. It's like chocolate and peanut butter. We go great together. So if you had your own vendor, your own account, Melissa's team could totally get you what you needed through your own vendors and however you work it. Okay, so next one is, have you received any not so common work requests? Interesting question.
Interesting question. Not so common work requests. Well, yes, to a degree. Once our VAs kind of get embedded and in with the designer, we like to think we can wear several hats as well. So it might be, like I said, that 1 minute you're making a website update, updating a phone number. The next minute you might be ordering a sample, or we need to get a Google Voice phone number set up. I'm currently actually helping one of my designers. She's got a 10-year anniversary party that she's holding. So I'm dealing with there's some event management going on right now, because I'm dealing with the event, talking to caterers and florists, and we're going to be sending out business invites. I know of VAs who have done some PA tasks, booking restaurants for birthday dinners and things. So although we don't say that's our kind of thing, but ultimately once we are onboarded with you and those relationships are built, then yes, we do get those requests, and we will help where we can. Okay,
that's good. All right, and looks like our last question, unless there's I think there's more, maybe possibly in chat, I'm gonna look there too. Are there VAs that will take over writing blogs, posts, and newsletters? Yeah. Ugh, right. This would be on my crud list. Yeah, it's not a fun task usually. Like,
yes, there would. Again, have some VAs who have a background in marketing, so they're very familiar with social media marketing, newsletter writing, blog posts, press pitches, award entry submissions. Those are the things, the NKBA awards, it's like, oh, I've got to write about my project and I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I did the project, I don't want to write about it.
So yeah, we do have VAs who have that background. And actually, literally last week, I've just had a client who signed on with a VA purely for that reason, purely for marketing support. 10-15 hours a month, just literally writing newsletters and blogs and some internal comms and things like that. So yes, if that is all you're looking for, then again, we can target and niche down to the right VA for you for that. That'd
be another one I'd love to get rid of. Okay, so Margaret asks, is there a range of cost of services described earlier by the speaker? Yes, we kind of covered that. And then Jamie also said in here, is the 10 hours a week or a month. That's a month, right?
That's a
10
month.
hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a minimum commitment of 10 hours a month. Yeah.
That seems extremely doable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm
But
dragging Tracy on like, what are we waiting for?
but
Tracy's
again,
my business partner if no one's like in the know here. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm like there. So we're dragging her with us. There are so many tasks, and the newsletter is one she does and she would love to get rid of. So I kind of handle the blogs, and that's another one where I'm like, yeah, I can do it, but do I have time for this? That means I'm sacrificing time somewhere else that I could be doing other things. And there's so many tasks, and I'm sure that this would become like the new addiction of like, oh, I can give you this. And then I can get my time back and I can be happier.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, looks like one more question popped up here. She says she came in late. If you covered it, website info. We didn't cover that. Thank you for saying so, Melissa. We're going to do that right now. So Melissa Clark, please tell us where they go for more information to contact you and get things set up.
So to find out more, you can visit our website, which is ncvirtualassistance.com. On there, you will see our pricing, our packages. There are links on there to just submit an inquiry, or you can book a discovery call directly with me through the website as well. Either way, once you either submit the inquiry or book the discovery call, I will reach out. I'll send you like our kind of brochure guide for some information, just covering the packages again of what we've kind of spoken about today. And then we can have a call for half an hour. Generally they are, and like I said, I would get you to fill out before that call my inquiry form, which gives me all of the information that I need on what your current setup is, so that I'm kind of prepped ahead of that call. We would have that call, and then I, will reach out to my team and match you with who I think would be the best VA. I'd send you a proposal. You can talk to the VA, and all going well, we can kind of go from there. We're currently onboarding about sort of 4 weeks out right now. Just so you know, it's not something that's going to happen like tomorrow. There is a process. We want to make sure the match is right. We also like to only kind of take on a couple of clients a month, so I know that they get the support and they're dedicated. I'm available for that as well.
Awesome. Okay, so everyone who registered for this, I'm going to send out an email with the recording. And I will put Melissa's website in the link, so you can click right from there. The sun has suddenly come out and I am now like washing away. But so yes, so you'll get an email with links and information to contact Melissa. And if anyone isn't part of the Designers Collaborative and want to know more, I'll put a link in there for our website too, so you can find out more about that. But I think that's pretty much covered everything. Oh wait, do we have one more question here? Let's see. Okay, so Lisa asked, do you help with publishing company, say a newspaper, or maybe another venue requirements of new laws? Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, there's like new certification stuff that's starting to happen, and I'm not sure I understand this, but maybe you have other ideas. Okay, so let me read it again. Do you have help with publishing a company to say in a newspaper or maybe another venue as required by the new laws? I'm not sure I understand this, but maybe you have another idea. So I talked with Lisa about it. So I think I know what she means. She lives in New York. So in New York right now, I don't think you're legally able to call yourself an interior designer, or you have to rename it your business if you've called yourself an interior designer. I'm not exactly sure what the laws are, but things are starting to change in that way, where you could then call yourself a decorator, or say you have maybe design services. I'm not even sure what the laws are. Have you heard anything about that?
I can't say I have. We're not kind of lawyers or have that sort of, you know, background. Equally the same with sort of, you know, bookkeeping, accountants. You know, we work with bookkeepers, we do, you know, work with them, but we're not certified lawyers, bookkeepers. You know, we would certainly help, you know, research. We could certainly assist with research, connecting you with the people you need to be talking to, you know, to help with that, because, you know, again, these things pop up, rules and laws and regulations change a lot. So, you know, that is something that if we're on the team, we can support you with finding the help.
Yeah, I think you'd want the expert that really knows, not just I saw a blog on a website and here's the, you know, you don't, you want the real lawyer, the real accountant for that kind of thing. But you know, research that goes a long way too. Like you give this person a call and they would, you know, give you the lowdown on what's really happening.
Yeah, so we could do, you know, the background research for you and then kind of come back with some solution, you know, of this is what's happening, this is who you need to talk to, and things change all the time, so they do, yes.
All right, well, I think we're going to end here, so thank you everybody for attending, and I will email you all the links as we promised, and thank you for being here, Melissa. It was great. So I hope you get a lot of calls. I'm certainly ready, so.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, enjoy your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.